making me doubt where's the start button. I found it! I was born on a farm in Alberta along the Rockies. My mom passed when I was still too young to work. And my father cared for me and my sister. When I was 8 years old, I experienced something very odd. I was walking through the high grands and I was walking in the grands! The high grass near the river. A bright orb appeared in the sky. Slowly descended until it hovered in place out front of me. I experienced something that I do not understand. Do you like skip back and forth, or were you a young boy in 2015? Oh, well, that seems like you're pretty old. What do you think it was? At the time, I thought it was some kind of power calling down to me. And now, I think that it would have been tasty if I touched it. I mean, I would have said neither. I would say a spirit orb. Let's just go with it was something. You saw something though, I can tell. More and more I think about it, the more I think I just saw what I needed to see, and that's all there was to it, eh? Something that would get me as far as possible from... It was lonely out there, just had my sister. Aunt Cheryl talks enough for 4 people. Isn't that the truth? I'm probably not leaving this hospital, Diane. Dad. Do you remember when you were in high school and I was in a wreck? Yes. I was going. Had to be 160 kilometers an hour. Just outside of Montreal. Did you have a speedy car? How did you get your hands on that? Because that is speedy. Elizabeth had left me and I didn't know what to do. I remember. Your dad's dying and having a depressive episode at once. Same time. Wonderful. And I remember dangling upside down and struggling to get my seatbelt unhooked. And then I stopped and just hung there. I gave up. I didn't know what to do. I was too scared to survive and not religious enough to pray. I'm glad I lived. I know. Dad, you tell me these depressive things every single day. For the last 20 years now. I'm glad you're here right now, I mean. Otherwise my life sucked. I know. How are things at home, eh? How have you been? I'm fine. You've been coming here too often, Diane. I said I'm fine, Dad. Because I can. Dad! You're fine then. I'm fine. How's that computer program of yours coming along? IAC is, well, astonishing. Good! You're excited about something. Perfect. I know that I wasn't the best about encouraging you when you were growing up. Well, the computer stuff I mean, assuming you couldn't learn to what an idiot I was. Well, your weird old person sexism only made me more determined to prove you wrong. I guess so. Pretty damn brilliant, Diane. I have a hard time with names. The things you've done, changing the world. I'm sorry though, I really am. Thank you. Diane? What? When I go, I want them there, Liz and Emma, for the funeral. Of course they'll be there, Dad. I like when you're dying and you forget so much about your life that somebody can shape your choices about what the heck you did by selecting your memories for you. So you should have... You know, it's weird, if any of my family dies, I'm not gonna attend their funeral because they're all the way in a different country. But for family relations that are more of a normal sort, I'm gonna state that he went to his father's funeral. Burying my father was... He and I never got closure at all. I haven't seen him since I left home. I know, Mum told me. I'll never feel good about how we ended it, eh? With a gun and a pack of Cheerios! But I know that Cheryl appreciated it. That's why I went. Anyway, I'm glad I went. I still don't know if the old man would have wanted me there. Anyway, I want you there for mine. I will be, Dad. You never talked about him before. Not like this. I'm at the point where I won't get to later. Nobody deserves to be completely forgotten, not even him. What happened between the two of you? After my mom died, I became the target of his grief. One day I had to stand up to him, and I did. The next day I left home and never saw him again. Until the funeral. When you left, did you hate him? I don't know, daughter. Do you hate me? I'm gonna go with a yeah. I hated him like no other. But by the time he died, I was 40 years old and realized I'd never understand him. Part of me still hates him, and the other part of me is just sad, eh? What's happened, happened. Can't do anything about it. I'm glad I went to his funeral. Thank you for telling me about it, Dad. Should have a long time ago instead of repeating the same stories over and over again. I'm sorry. Dad, you know how after I divorced Eric, I was just working on the IEC for a year straight? I'm very proud of you, daughter. I'm gonna be nice to you because I'm gonna be dead soon and I would like you to remember me as a nice person. When I got divorced, it felt like my life was being torn apart. Well, yeah, sure, divorce ain't no party, I understand, eh? Your understanding was what got me through it, all of it. Good! That means we have some sort of relationship. I have to wonder if you and your father could have had a relationship if you tried to be more understanding. Don't tell that to other people. That's not a nice thing to say. Well, I bloody well don't know. Dad, I still want you to tell me that story. What story? The story about you and Mom. About whatever it is that caused you to drift apart. Well, she died. Oh, that's sorry. Elizabeth never told you that story. She never told me. Is she still alive? Because, I mean, you could probably pester her instead of your dying father right now. That's my phone. Hold on. Hey, what time? Alright, I'll be there. Okay, see ya. Gotta run? Not yet, a couple of hours. Diane, Dad? That's enough time for a story. Oh boy, tell me the story of your divorce. This is so cheery. As I walk up to the steps of the chapel, my daughter's face glows. 2004, her second marriage. I'm so happy she found someone good to spend her life with. I look around trying to stop Paul. Can't see him. Turn back to Diane. She looks so happy. Listen, Emma stand beside her and... No, this is wrong. Who is this? What's happening to me? I was on the farm in the field. I don't have a daughter? Dad, I have a question about you and Mom. Uh-oh. What was your divorce like? I know you both pretended it went smoothly and you were both civil, but how was it really? It was actually civil. How old am I? How old is my daughter? We tried our best to keep from hurting each other. We had our spats, but we really did both want out. I'm glad you guys didn't keep me in the dark then. No, we wouldn't lie to you. Thanks! Wait, what happened between you two, I mean? Elizabeth didn't want to be married to a mechanic her whole life. That's not what she hinted at the issue of being over the years. Then I don't know, ask her. She won't talk about this stuff, Dad. That's why I'm gonna try to pray it out of you instead of talking to my mom again. I think Elizabeth wanted me to keep doing what I was doing when she met me. What was that? I was going to college. Elizabeth and I drove out to Toronto and I continued my education for a bit. Then the money ran out and I started working on cars. Pretty soon it just made more sense to keep doing that, eh? Neither of you ever mentioned it. I'm not very proud of it, and Elizabeth wasn't happy about it either. Thing is, mechanics earn enough. I'm not too sure whether mechanics earn more or teachers do, so it would have been all a status thing. Dad, it's okay to tell me what happened, if it's more than that. Well, there was something else probably. It's a whole story, Diane. Maybe I'll tell you about it someday. I'm just not ready to, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's all in the past now. Sure, she has her own version of everything. What brought this on? Tea's ready. Dad? What's that? Come back in, I have to tell you something. 1 second. I thought he was gonna slip, fall, and burn himself. I don't know why. My mind is kinda sadistic. What's up? Quit my job. Going to be working on my secret project as a full-time gig. The Wait the program. It's become so much more than that. Dad, it became the first live AI. Gonna consume the world, don't mind me. Can you afford to do that? That's not gonna be easy, but I think so, yeah. Still can't talk about what it is or what it does. No, I really can't. Alright. I think you should go after it. Thanks, Dad! Give me money, Dad, because can you support yourself? Dropping out of college is one of my biggest regrets. Now seeing you're here doing things that will change the world, well, I'm proud of you. Thank you. I should get going. You sure the tea? I just had an idea for something to do with IAC. That thing is all I can think about, isn't it? I hope it's worth it. It will be. I'll be back tomorrow to take you to your appointment. Drive safe. Will do. And don't forget your insurance card. I know how to go to a new doctor, Diane. Okay, sorry, just trying to help. Since they're putting you under, you won't be much help on the way back. Okay, I really gotta go. See you. How long have I been here? As my memory rushes through me, I begin to make sense of it all. I feel torn in half, like one part of me is an adult and the other one a child. This is horrible. I begin to let it take hold of me, to ignore what I desire and instead see which I have already been. My existence is more temporary than I realize. The time that I will be on this earth is short. I look forward and see nothing. What's that noise? Probably the resuscitation device. Don't let it take me. Don't let it take me. You seem like you had a pretty swell life though, buddy. Hi. Hi. Thanks again for driving me halfway. Well, like I said, it just lined up so nicely with this conference I have to be at. You two look like adults, and you look like you could even be 40. You might have had a really long life. What are you planning on doing? I'm laying up at a hotel a few blocks overnight. I'll be doing the rest of the drive east tomorrow. You okay? Yeah, last week just took a lot out of me. I know. It was weird seeing him there. Not for me. I've been watching him go for months now. Oh, he was 40 when his dad died. This is probably it. 1975. It's 2005. 70? 70? Is it 2080? Yeah, that's pretty comfortable. Pretty nice, really. I mean, he did get to die in a hospital, surrounded by his family. That did not hate him. Pretty nice. Pretty comfortable. I know you hated him for what he did to you, and it wasn't fair of him. But it hasn't made this any easier. I'm sorry. I'm glad you made it. So am I. I like funerals. They're my hobby. Passion. How's Diane doing? She's good. Some trouble with getting adjusted to a new school. I think she'll be fine though. I'm sure she will. I think part of him just didn't want you to go when you left. I didn't get that when he was yelling at me the night before I left to get out. Well, he never would have admitted it. You two were more similar than you ever realized. I don't want to talk about this. I know. God, this isn't right, is it? This isn't how a brother and sister are supposed to talk. I don't know, there was a way we should talk. You know, if you hadn't shown up the day of the actual funeral, I would have had a chance to... Hey, I made it, didn't I? Barely. Still made it. See that kid with the guitar? Yeah. Have him play something. What? I really need to hear some music right now. I'm hearing some music right now! I mean, I have a few nickels. Also, that's so mean, like just approaching a kid that's playing on the street and going, play something! It's like, I was just having my dinner break, but okay. Hey, kids not half bad, eh? I'm sorry. What? Why? I came here ready to argue with you. The truth is, I don't know what happened. I never will. I don't care what the family thought. I don't care about what went on between you two. I care that you're my brother and you're still in my life still. I haven't seen you enough. I haven't been around. Well, we need to fix that. I'll start visiting more, seeing Diane more. She would love that. So you and Elizabeth aren't, she moved out. We've been trying to do this as carefully as possible. We don't want to upset Diane. I'm sorry. And you left the house. Sure, I really don't want to talk about that. But I do, Joseph, please. Do you remember how you reacted to it? Please just don't tell me what Dad said when you left. Oh, he was angry. He didn't yell, he just sat there. But I could tell if I had stayed, he would have probably ended me. Then I went to Elizabeth with my stuff in the car and she and I drove to Toronto. That was that, eh? You two had been dating for a few months, right? Yep, that's right. Just the two of you, huh? Actually, there was a third guy who joined us partway in, a hitchhiker. He was a good guy. He was a good lad. We never learned his whole story, but I get a sense he told us everything he could without getting too personal. Good lad indeed. Do you remember the time we were at the river that ran through the McKinley's farm? And you broke your leg? Yeah, on that rope that swung out of the water. With the tire attached, it was more of a creek than a river. Had to be, what, 9, 10? Dad was so angry. Dad was always angry, apparently, and you're completely fine with the dude. I remember swinging forward and feeling the wind rush past me, then hearing the crack of the branch breaking. I wasn't looking. By the time I turned around, you were already in the water. Hurt like nothing else. May as well have not hit water at all, the rocks were so shallow. I ran in, Jerome and I carried you out of there. Carol, do you still go to church? No, I stopped years ago. I don't either. Hit that point where you just stopped buying it too? I guess so. Just not for me, I guess. Ever considered going back? I've considered. Still can't bring myself to actually believe, though. Same. At the end of the day, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Appreciate the stories. Just can't commit myself to the belief. I knew. Sure, I knew. Knew what? I knew that would happen. That the rope would break. I would fall. You would come and get me. Everything that happened that day at McKinley's. I knew all of it, in every detail. And I've known so much more. I knew we would talk here. I knew our father would die. You didn't know that. Yeah, I did. I did. I know you don't believe me. That's why you tell the events that are gonna happen instead of what happened, you dumbass. That's the wrong way around. I knew all that, and I knew Elizabeth would leave me. How could I think that keeping it a secret from her would work? How could I let myself think that I could change what I saw? Joseph, listen. Nobody can know what's going to happen. Convince yourself that the world is something that it isn't. You're going through a lot right now, but it sounds to me like you need someone to talk to. Someone who isn't me or Elizabeth or Joseph. Honestly, I think you should see a doctor. I think you need help figuring this out. I think you need to be medicated and put in a loony bin. So it sounds. Honestly, if you're having, like, legitimate prophecies, even if they're fucking weird, like, hey, I know that my wife will leave me because I foresee this coming. Not sharing it with anyone will probably bring a lot less trouble than, like, going to the loony bin, because going to the loony bin is not gonna help you, and it's not gonna help the loony bin either. So, I mean, if you're functional, doesn't matter if you saw something or not. Don't go to the loony bin. Do go to the loony bin if you're kind of dangerous, but just thinking that you know the future, that's not necessarily dangerous. Tying Diane's shoes. She's going to be late for school. It's my turn to drive her to the bus stop. No. I make sure she's buckled in. Stop. When we arrive at her bus safely, please, I return home. And my wife Elizabeth greets me, alone. Oh, wow! 1955? She would have been... No, that's not right. That's before you had your daughter, because she would have been 20 at 75. Unless, of course, she was going to college at that point. I have questions. Let me in now. I'm serious. You have to say please. Elizabeth, let me in the damn car, please. It's gonna rain soon, I can't tell. Aww. You two are really young. I just wanted a please. Oh yeah, you're gonna say please for these chips. Can I please have those chips? Here. Just wanted to please Joseph, Jesus. Sorry, just things have been crazy. A lot on my mind. Sorry. I'm really invested in this old guy's life right now. It's not as depressive as I thought it was gonna be because he actually had a pretty nice life. Thanks for the chips. I want chips. I like chips. How much was the Philip? $3? Christ. Do you get chips from a gas station? Do gas stations do chips? Remember gas stations doing hot dogs actually, and I kind of miss them right now because I would get it whenever my family would go like on a major road trip. You wouldn't get it normally at the gas station because there wouldn't be an event to get it. Okay, breathe. There wouldn't be an event to get a gas station hot dog, but if we were going for a road trip, we would stop at a gas station for refuel, and I would always get a gas station hot dog. And they were really weird because it wasn't like a bun and a dog, it was like a dog inside the bun in itself, and it was like filled to the brim with ketchup. And I really miss my childhood gas station hot dogs right now. That is a very weird thing to miss. Christ, you said it. If we could have stopped outside of town. No way we had enough left to make it to the next stop over. You say so. Joseph, yeah? Are you ready to, talk? About what? You know what. You want to talk about what happened. Only if you feel comfortable. I want to know what happened. I'm not Joseph. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I came home late, we fought, he threw me out for Christ's sake. Never understand him, I'll never understand. Looked at me like I was disgusting. Like I wasn't even a person. Don't think I'll ever be able to forget the things he said to me. And I never want to see him again. I called Aunt Beverly. She said we could come and live with her for a while. I remember plenty of horrible, nasty shit my father told me. I don't really hold it against him though, because I just don't think about it. Kinda. It's weird that I remember that. With people that I'm closer with, I end up having complete amnesia to a lot of bad shit that was ever told, to a point where I'm like, don't even remember if I heard any bad shit. When it comes to my own father, I'm like, I remember bad shit. I'm like, why do I even remember bad shit? I mean, I don't even talk with the guy. Called Aunt Beverly. She said we could come and live with her for a while. And I picked you up. You smelled terrible. I went to a bar for a few hours and I picked you up. Are we gonna be okay? What do you mean? Like, are we gonna be okay? Yeah. Yeah, we are. Gonna take this exit back onto the highway. Thanks. Then we're on here for another 3 to 4 hours. Fun. Oh my god, what a ball. That couldn't be sarcasm, I hear. Well, while you keep your eyes on the road, I'm going to sleep. Mind if I turn on the radio? But your chips will get cold! Eat the chips, goddammit! You do what you want. Cold chips, bad chips! Wanna play a game or something? Sure! Alright, I'm thinking of a thing that's in this car. Okay. Have 5 guesses to figure out what it is. Only 5 guesses. 5 guesses. Is it you? No. Is it the bag of chips? No, and there aren't any chips left. Is it our bags in the back? Wrong again. Is it the radio? No. Seriously? Really thought it would be the radio. One more guess, make it count. Is it my shoes? It's going to be your last question, your shoes. I don't know, I can't think of anything else. Your disappointing final guess is also incorrect. Ready to know what it is? Sure, bet it will be stupid. It's the ridiculous amount I love you. That is not an object, woman! Wow. Wow. I know. That was actually stupider than I possibly imagined it could be. I'm doing my best. I can't even act angry about that one. That's how stupid it was. Thanks. I mean, I didn't even come close. Really expected better of you. Oh, shut up. I love you too. Joseph, wake up. I mean, guys? It was only supposed to take 3 to 4 hours. How did you end up sleeping in the car? What? Someone's tapping on the window. What? Crack the window. I think it's a Mountie. Evening. You sleeping out here? We were just taking a quick break from driving. Can't sleep on the side of this highway, miss. Sir, we haven't found anywhere to stay in the last couple of hours and I'm falling asleep at the wheel here. Can she drive? Don't know how. Doesn't have a license. Can I ask where the 2 of you are headed? We're moving, Edmonton to Toronto. That's a hell of a drive. Really need a place to just pull over. We haven't seen any exits for a ways. There's nothing I can do about that, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to keep going. That is such an unsafe advice. I mean, if they're on the side of the road having a nap, just going, keep on driving despite being tired is such an unsafe advice. We'll do that. Have a good night, officer. And I sent the couple to death after they will hit a car while falling asleep at the wheel. Asshole. Let's just stay and risk it. You need sleep, Joseph. Sure. After that, we'll just have to keep going. Night. Night. I mean, I honestly would risk it. It's better than crashing. How much further till the next turn? Too much. No, but how much? You really want me to check? Yeah. We have another 4 hours. Thanks. It's so hot out here. Enjoy it while it lasts. Before long you'll be complaining about the snow again. Joseph, look. What, you want me to stop? Probably going wherever he is. Alright, I guess so. Might know a place we could stop without being bothered. I mean, we did say he was a nice lad. If he seems normal, maybe he could even drive a bit and let you rest. You sure this guy isn't a weirdo? You know my brother traveled across the country this way just last month, right? Well, your brother's not a weirdo. Where are you headed? Out east towards Montreal. We aren't headed to Montreal, but we're going to Toronto. Staying north of the lakes? We were planning to. Think you can drop me off in Ottawa? I think we were gonna head south sooner than that. Can probably still make that work if that's alright with you. What's your name? Harv Nichols. That short for Harvey? Yeah, but I go by Harv. Well, Harv, here's the keys for the trunk. Load your bag in the trunk and we'll get going. That's really dangerous. He could have just robbed you and ran away. Hey, thanks a lot. I think he's American. And you're not! He's definitely American. Hope he has food covered. Gotta thank you again for giving me a lift, so what's your names? I'm Elizabeth and this is Joseph. Well, I'm pleased to meet you both. What do you do, Harv? Right now I'm just traveling. Just living in Los Angeles for a while, trying to make it in the music business. Oh yeah? Thought it was all movies out there. What you would play? Sang. Was born in Nevada and brought my country voice with me to the city. Nevada, that's next to Kansas? Nah, that's Nebraska you're thinking of, pal. Toronto. Oh yeah, they're in Canada. Shit, I mixed up the countries. Nevada is, well, it's closer to California than Nebraska. What brought you up here? Just decided it wasn't the town for me. Then I decided it wasn't the country for me. I'd crossed the border about a year and a half ago. Living in Montreal for a bit. My pa taught me to speak French when I was growing up. Your father was French? Yeah, he knew how to speak French. And the riot happened back in March and I decided I'd go somewhere a little quieter. Some of the people I was staying with were involved. We were all being questioned. Cops made me kinda nervous. Decided I would head west and see the parts of the country I hadn't. Guess that's the upside to not planting roots down anywhere. Leaving was an option for me. My friends not so much. Well, when did you decide to turn back and head east again? Only a couple weeks ago. Don't really want to say that the people that stopped us were being dicks last night, because that's just not a nice thing to discuss. Made it out to the San Catona area before I started catching rides back east again. Last guy I traveled with made me a bit uncomfortable, trust be told. Made up an excuse to get out of the car and was walking for a few miles before you picked me up. Sure do appreciate you two stopping, or else I would have died in the desert. You said you left Montreal. Now you want to go back? Well, I'm hearing things quieting down a bit. I like that town. And I guess I didn't really find what I was looking for out west. Anyway, what's your story? Where are you coming from? We're moving from Edmonton. Moving? What? You got another truck following us? The bag's in the trunk and beside you are everything we brought with us, eh? You're serious? Woo-wee! This is an adventure then! True enough. Edmonton proper. I'm from a farm, about an hour out, middle of nowhere. He was always staying with me in the city though. What prompted this lightweight move? Got a job set up out there. We're moving for personal reasons. You two sure look beat though. Say, where are we now exactly? It's been hiking for some time. About 3 hours past Winnipeg. 3 hours! I may know a place nearby we can stay at if you don't mind me being forward. I guess it's 3-4 more hours down the highway past a pretty district called the Lodging Mill. Had them offer me a place to stay when I was heading westward. Might be they would help us out. Ugh. Were you planning to walk all that distance if it's like 3 hours by car? What would have happened if nobody came past? Why is everything so far away? You remember where this place is? They're good people? Pretty sure, yeah. They're friendly folks. Point the place out to me when we get closer then, thanks. Happy to. At least you get to not be too bored. This is one heck of a long road trip. And he's just staring at them. Joseph, you're doing alright there. Yeah, I'm fine. Joseph, you need to get some sleep. Let Harv drive for a bit before you run us off the road. I got enough sleep, I can navigate. Got a gas station up here. I'll take care of the fill-up. Oh, that's so nice. Joseph, need to move to the back. Fine. What are you doing? Sucking at you. Hey, keep an eye on him. I know. I like the guy, seems to have it together, but you never know. I'm gonna pass out now. Were hitchhikers normally so friendly? Backseat makes the people look really tall. If you're feeling like you need to get more sleep, just let me know and we'll switch spots. Alright, we ready to go? I think so. You mind me asking how old you two are? I'm 21. How about you, Joseph? I think he's completely out. He's 20. Was gonna guess somewhere around there. 26 myself. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends again. I don't regret coming out here, but it's been lonely. So moving across the country for mysterious reasons, huh? His father has some very serious issues. My parents both passed 4 years ago. You're saying this place is 2 or 3 more hours. Certainly it is. He's doing what he feels he has to do, and I feel I'm doing what I want to do. Fair enough. Like, the stranger is not prying. You don't need to give him all the information. He's got a college out there that he's gonna enroll in and we'll be fine. He wants to teach. Like, become a professor? I don't know. Hasn't really decided what age he would teach yet. I just have to keep telling myself we'll be fine. It will work out for you two. Harv, we've been going through these back roads for a while. Are you sure you know where you're going? I swear we are supposed to go straight through that last turn. Harv, are we lost here? Are we? We're a little bit lost. Harv, let's swap sweets. Maybe I can find the place. Sure, no problem. At least he doesn't seem malicious. But this might be problematic. I always so like how this segment is taking the majority of the game. Figure this one out one way or another, sorry about that. I swear I thought I knew where this place was. Let's just see if we can find someone who can give us directions. Or die in the spooky forest, but we didn't because we're 80 years old. We drove off for another 15 or 20 minutes in silence. I've told us more about his friends back in Montreal. Elizabeth and I tried not to think about the friends we were leaving behind. Couldn't stop worrying about Cheryl, trying to finish high school with her family torn apart. Came to a long private road with an old manor at the end of it. Oh, creepy. I like old manors. A truck has been abandoned for at least a year. The windows were smashed open and the windshield was riddled with bullet holes. Perfect place to sleep then. On the passenger seat sat a stack of pornographic magazines and the truck's key lay in the cargo bed. We knew we could spend the night in the car here without being bothered, but something pulled me toward the house. Something familiar. Something I didn't understand then and don't understand now. We tried the front door, but it was locked. Harv suggested climbing through the window and hoisting himself in by holding his hand against the side that broken glass didn't stick out of. He let us in through the front door with only a light scratch running down the side of his arm. The house has been left in disrepair. As we walked through the house's room, our awareness of a presence around us grew. A presence that we were a part of, that we were. We didn't speak to each other, we moved through the house confidently and slowly. I felt something I had never felt before and have never felt since. I realized that I had been here before. I didn't remember when it had occurred, but I remembered us there at that moment. I remembered Harv silently choosing to walk back to the house's entrance as Elizabeth and I made our way down the hallway together. And then I remembered what lay at the end of the hallway, and I remembered Elizabeth standing in the doorway confused and lost and completely unable to come to terms with what she saw inside that room. And I remembered her realizing how hurt and angry and alone she truly felt, and I knew that I could change that. So I did! I put my hand on her shoulder and told her we need to leave. She followed me for a few seconds and looked into my eyes. I don't know what she saw, but whatever energy this place gave off, this feeling that held us in that place, vanished, and now we were just two people standing alone in the hallway, and we made our way to the house's entrance and walked out the front door. The sky had darkened slightly, and the wind had picked up, but it was a comfortable summer evening. I don't want to know what he saw in his mind's eye now. We made our way around the side of the house to the field bordered by the forest and sat beneath an enormous tree. Still without words, Harv climbed the tree until he was out of earshot. Elizabeth stared into the distance for a while and then spoke. When we were in that house, I felt those people's lives. I know what you mean. I'm not used to having someone I can rely on. When I lost my parents and moved to Edmonton, I couldn't make new friends. My aunt's health was getting worse and I had to take care of her. I had really just closed myself off from everyone until I met you. Now I feel like I know you and nobody else, and that scares me a bit. When you turned and stopped me from entering that room, I knew that you had been there before. You knew that I shouldn't go in. I knew. It's true. How? When? When I was a kid. I just know things that I shouldn't. I don't know how. I'm sorry, I wish I could tell you why. Do things work out between us? Yeah, they do. Until they don't. But they do for a while. It's all that matters. I was born on a farm in Alberta along the Rockies. My mom passed when I was too young to work, and my father cared for me and my sister. When I was 8 years old, I experienced something very odd. I was walking through the high grass near the river. A bright orb appeared in the sky. It slowly descended until it hovered in place out in front of me. I experienced something that I do not understand. I saw myself at my father's funeral. I saw the hate I held on to when I left home. I saw myself attending and then dropping out of college. I saw Elizabeth and I sitting down to discuss our divorce. I saw my daughter explaining her work in artificial intelligence and myself finally understanding what she had accomplished. I saw my father's look of utter hatred as I walked out of my childhood home. I saw myself staring into a mirror, struggling to understand what I had experienced. I saw myself holding Elizabeth back from entering the room in the abandoned house that would haunt her for the rest of our relationship. I saw myself screaming in agony as I spent a lifetime within my own future. And then, at once it stopped, and my legs gave way and I felt the earth beneath me. Did we have the choices because we were still there in front of that orb. What does the name of the game mean? You know, that was nice, but I feel like the car segment was far too long. That was enjoyable.